Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Teach Astronomy. My name is Victoria, but you can call me Vicky. But today, you can call me Kai because we are back with some more D&D in space. I think I'm just going to pass it off to Grant. You can do our full introduction for anyone who's new here and get everybody up to speed.
Sounds like a plan. Well, hello everyone. I am Grant, your game master for this particular adventure in space, and we are following the crew of the Starship Endurance, a colony ship sent from Earth with about 100,000 colonists frozen as popsicles on board. Our characters are the away team of that starship, sent to investigate and boldly go where no human or human variant has gone before. We have been sent to a water world, which is sending out a distress signal, and as per protocol, the team has been sent to investigate. They found an abandoned facility, all sorts of stuff in the middle of the ocean, and they chose to investigate the lab and are in the middle of being accosted by a robot. It's great. Before we get too much farther, I'm going to have both of you introduce your characters. But first, I will say Leaf, played by Kyle, we're just
on his way.
We're just saying that Leaf went back to the shuttlecraft to do something. Knowing Leaf is probably press a bunch of buttons he's probably not supposed to. Yeah, that's where Leaf is right now. He will be with us shortly.
Yeah. The trouble with doing a Twitch stream with 4 people regularly every week for 2 hours is that sometimes some people get held up at their other jobs. But we're going to work with it, and he should be joining us soon. But yeah, we're basically retconning it if you were here last week, where he is in a different part of the area we're exploring, and he will join us when he can join us. But my character is Kypris, and she is an heirloom human and a pilot, which basically means she is a regular old human variant, and she pilots the ship. She is also a big fan of pistols and things that shoot things. And yeah, gets into trouble sometimes, but having a good old time.
Also kind of turning into the de facto party leader is what we're noticing too.
Yes, despite I think to the chagrin of Matthew's character, who I think would like to lead the party as the intelligent one. Do you want to do your intro, Matthew? Tell us about you.
Sure, I am playing as Dr. Aronax, a cephalopod-dominant human variant. He is from a water world and is a trained field medic and surgeon. And we're all still learning a little bit more about him. He's fairly new to the adventure, and as thus far, I spent most of his time in a spacesuit filled with water.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, and one little detail in case anyone missed it last time. Those of us in the party who are not wearing their spacesuits have had to make fortitude saves. Those will be useful later on, just saying.
Yes. Should we recap a little bit of what happened last week?
Yeah, let's do.
Okay, so last week we actually don't remember. Did we arrive? Yeah, last week we arrived at the water world. We landed on what was very clearly like a messed up landing pad that had been fired on from farther away. We found a facility with a few different areas in it. One of the areas had some captain's logs that basically told us there was some sort of, it feels virusy, but some sort of like other contaminant, something that they found while digging, I believe. Grant, you can correct any of this if I remember it wrong. But
yeah, so far you're good.
They were studying it. It basically got out, and they needed help. They sent out a distress call. A ship came that was with their group, took the information first, and then shot their landing pad to pieces and left. Mm-hmm. And we don't know what happened to them after that. And we found the lab, and it was sealed shut. We decided to open it. And then a robot said, and you can say the same thing you said last time, Grant, if you would like to.
Oh, yes. The robot said, and I quote,
Alert. Unauthorized biologicals entering a restricted area. State your business or prepare to be destroyed.
And then we pause there.
pretty much.
Also,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
Leaf should be joining us in about 15 minutes. Kyle has just notified me. Leaf went back to the ship to get something. So
Yes.
before this happened. So me and Kai and the doc are just standing in this doorway, I guess.
Yeah, with a robot made of 2 spheres and 3 glowing eyes brandishing a arm with crackling electricity at you.
Okay.
Also, hello Squinting Whale, Highland Jersey. Hi Roro.
Hi, everyone. All right. I think Kai is just going to immediately be like, we come in peace. I swear. And then she notices that she has the big gun on her hand. She goes, we come in peace.
Okay. I'm gonna say the robot definitely notices that you have the multi-tool on one of your hands and just kind of looks you over for a second and says,
It would seem you are aligned with the Coalition of Alok. Can you confirm this?
Yes, I can. I am.
Make a bluff check for me, please.
Okay. I was like, is he going to ask me for a password? God, it's 2.
Well,
What's my bluff? I don't think it matters. Is it a really dumb robot?
well, it rolled even worse than you.
It rolled a 1?
So the electric discharge around its hand just evaporates in an instant. It says,
Oh, welcome. Welcome to my facility, such as it is. It has been so long since I've met anyone. How are you?
You're so cute. We are good.
Do you require medical assistance? Perhaps even a examination? I should probably check to see if you have been compromised in some way. Please, present yourself for scanning.
I think Kai's going to turn to the dog. And just be like,
I just say, hold on a minute. How long have you been here alone?
Calculating, stand by.
for a moment, the eyes just kind of glow bright yellow and flicker a lot as it apparently does some sort of complicated calculation on the inside, and it finally says,
It has been approximately 6,837 cycles since the last intelligent being entered this room.
oh,
6,000 cycles?
That is correct.
no. Huh. You haven't.
Is that a day or a year?
Yeah.
I will give this to you.
I think we figured it out last time, right? Yeah. Kind of.
Sort of. Actually, I think even I used the wrong number. They meant to say days.
Okay.
Error,
Still.
error, cycles, error. It seems there is some corruption in the internal database of this unit. Judging by the system malfunctions nearby, I would estimate it has been approximately, stand by, 200 solar cycles since the last.
Interaction.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh.
Maybe we
no.
should check your systems.
Yeah, I think we're generally, well, I don't
Recording
know.
diagnostic. All systems running at 100% capacity.
Really?
Recalculating. 80% capacity.
Okay.
Recalculating. 50% capacity.
It's okay.
That seems
You don't have to.
more realistic.
Wait, so you haven't had contact with the technicians who ran the lab for 200? Okay.
I have had more recent contact with the doctor. However, the doctor is not normal. It has been a long time since I saw the doctor, for that matter.
How long has it been since they sealed the door?
Approximately 200 cycles.
Doctor's not normal? How do you mean? How do you mean?
Hollow projector appears to be malfunctioning. It cannot produce image of Doctor. Apologies.
Can you recall any of the logs for this lab? Any of the recent, the last data entries?
My database appears to be malfunctioning. However, if you choose to check out the terminal at the far end of the facility, you will find it may contain a few logs. I do not have direct access.
What was the last thing that you were working on in here?
Previous research appears to have been for a cure to a contagion of some form. Contagion 4165B.
You
Got a
pull
lot
up
of
all
contagions.
records on the contagion?
Error. Databank appears corrupted.
Of course it is.
We could check the terminal.
Yeah, I'm going to walk up to the terminal.
Doc, how do you I'm side-eyeing the robot. Doc, how do you feel about me doing that little diagnostic? Are you gonna take my blood, Mr. Robot? Or am I gonna be stuck with something? Or
It depends on the class of diagnostic you wish to perform. If you perform a Class A diagnostic, it will be completely invasive and perhaps involve dissection. A Class C is completely non-invasive.
I would love to not get the A, actually. I really thought that the A was going to be normal. And then you said that. And I would love to keep my organs in my body. Also the blood too, if possible. So maybe we'll go with a C.
Initiating Class C diagnostics. Please stand completely still for the next 5 error, 10 error, 15 minutes.
Okay, well, Doc, you can look at the terminal. I think I'm stuck here for a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Well, first of all, is the robot repair patch that I have gonna work on this robot?
It might. You can certainly try and find out. The real question is whether the robot trusts you enough to let you just slap a random technological patch onto it somewhere.
Right. Well, I mean, I think I'll
try.
check in with it first.
Okay, it's currently its eyes are currently glowing a bright blue, and there's just this shimmering light surrounding Kai for a moment. It's in the middle of scanning, so it might not even notice if you tried to just put a repair patch on it.
We don't fully slap it. I don't know what it's doing to my body right now.
Yeah. Well, I'll walk up to the while she's keeping it busy, I'm going to walk up to the terminal and see if I can access the database.
All right.
Obviously, something that Leaf would be better suited for, but
Leaf's at the ship right now.
Doing who knows what with Bessie. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You do find several log entries. The first one is dated. From your understanding, it's dated after the initial log entry from the administrator of the facility. It says, day 1017, cycle 57 of the 5th millennium, chief researcher's log. We have discovered a wonder of the biological world. I have had the samples for a single cycle, and already the results of my initial experiments have exceeded all expectations. Mutation effects are beyond all previous chart predictions. The Offensive Research Division has issued an order that this is to be our top priority. I feel the gleam of history watching us today. May the Coalition be eternal.
next entry, previous entry.
Next entry. Day 1030, cycle 57, etc., etc. Experiments on off-world fauna continue to impress. A single Marquesian rat, once fully mutated, can take on 5 Azadi spice cats. Not only are they a possible predator, but the spice cats are 5 times the rat's size. This will be a fine weapon for the Coalition. May the Coalition be eternal.
Next.
Day 1035, etc., etc. The rat bit me. Contemptible creature. I have administered anti-mutagenic serums, however scans have shown that the contagion continues to regress, although at a slower rate. To add insult, the administrator has confined me to the lab. Am I hungry? Why am I hungry? There's one more.
Yep, next.
I would love it if that entry was just the rat bit me. and a
Yeah,
frog. I'm pissed.
I was right there.
Day 1041, etc. Of the 5th millennium, automated recording activated by vocal activity. Can't think, can't sleep, need.
Chief Researcher Ordum, do you understand me? May I administer additional anti-mutagenic serum?
Must, finish, can't, think, need, meat.
Chief Researcher, Master Ordum.
Food, must eat. There are sounds of crashing in combat.
Chief Researcher Ordum, cease and desist.
There's a static discharge, and the recording ends.
These were played out loud, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as Kai stands there perfectly still, just Ed looks at the robot and goes, is that the doctor you were talking about?
Unfortunately, yes, that is the doctor. Dr. Ordum, Chief Researcher of this facility. An excellent
Okay,
mind
so
at this time.
So by weird, you meant murdery. That's
Only
good.
slightly.
Only slightly.
Who sealed the door?
Records indicate that the door was sealed by the chief administrator of this outpost, and, well, specifically an engineering team.
Where is so you have seen the doctor since that interaction?
That is correct. Approximately 3.7 daily rotations, the doctor reappeared and then exited this facility.
Exited this facility. That sounds terrible.
That is
Yeah.
correct. I have had no additional contact with any sentient being since.
All right, where's the experiment that he was working on in the lab?
With its free arm, made of hard light. Oh, hello! A wild leaf appears.
Hello. Leaf runs back into the lab right now.
Hi guys, what did I miss? Got the parts.
You find that Kai is just standing completely still with a robot in front of her, scanning her apparently.
Oh, hi. I'm getting a diagnostic done, and it's not going to dissect me. That was the other option. I picked the lesser invasive.
Good
Found
plan.
some buttons for you to push, but we need you to get this database up and running. If you can figure out how to fix this robot and the interface.
Okay, robot. I'm sorry. What?
Greetings. I am Artie, personal lab assistant to Chief Researcher Ordum. It is a pleasure to meet you, Sentient.
Likewise. Likewise.
I'm detecting additional coalition equipment on you. Do you have a portion of an artificial intelligence in your possession?
Bessie?
Across your heads-up display, Bessie just types out, "Please don't tell that robot I'm here." I do not wish to speak with a lower intelligence.
Leaf holds up his arm, where he's been wearing the goo multi-tool thing as a bracelet, and goes, I don't think there's any AI in here.
I will proceed to scan you as soon as I complete the diagnostic on this sentient life form. Stand by.
And I look at Leaf and I say, I don't think all of its nuts are totally screwed on tightly, if you know what I mean. I think it's a few electrons short of a full charge.
I'm still standing there under the blue light, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if this was the best idea. It's already happening now. Can't really. It's fine. I can't move.
Are you sure you do not wish to increase this to a Class A or Class B?
Absolutely not. Loving the Class C, thank you.
I ask Leaf, do you think a robot repair patch would help?
If there's any chance it could hurt, please don't.
Okay. What's wrong with this then?
It's having trouble accessing its database. It has no records of the. So we found a series of records that were experiments that the doctor was running. They found some kind of mutagenic compound, and they exposed a rat to it, and it was getting bitey and bit the doctor, and then the doctor
wanted.
Yes, then the doctor seemed hungry for flesh.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they locked him in this lab.
No, they didn't. They sealed the lab, but he said that they weren't. But he said he left and then came back. So how did he get out of the lab?
I thought they sealed the lab with him in. This is a question outside of, so we can get the right context, Grant. Did the message say that he was sealed in the lab and then eventually got out? Or they sealed the lab and he was outside? I misunderstood.
The last message you remember from the administrator is that they sealed the lab. What Artie, your robot friend, just told you is that at some point, the chief researcher exited the lab after it was sealed and then returned. And then left again, apparently.
Okay, so he wasn't sealed in the lab.
Well, he was supposed to be.
He was supposed to be. Yeah.
He was supposed to be. Okay. I did. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I misunderstood that.
But he got out and came back in and got out again. That's okay. He was supposed to be a captive and then he got out.
Does this robot have any ports on it where I could connect a data connection?
Not that you can see.
Kyle, can you do us a quick favor?
Yeah.
And turn your volume down a little bit.
Normally
we do these things before stream. Sorry, guys.
Also, while Kyle's doing that, hi,
Is
Small
this better?
Snack. How are you? Welcome.
Okay.
All right. So, and
okay.
the robot never answered your question, Matthew, where the because I think you were asking where the experimentation was being done on the rat and stuff. Yeah. As it continues scanning Kai, it points one of its hard light arms at the far end of the room where you can see what looks like a giant terrarium. However, you can't see anything inside it.
All right. How did the doctor get in and out of the lab? I asked the robot.
Stand by. It would seem that data file is corrupted. It was corrupted when this unit sustained damage.
Excellent. So you see our problem, Leaf. We've got a robot who's got memory issues and wants to dissect our crew.
I see.
But definitely won't be dissecting me, right? We're gonna stay with the class C. Don't even. We're not gonna say that word around with our friend.
Can I scan to see if this thing has any wireless connectivity? Does it show up?
Yeah, of course. You can actually ask Essie to do that. And Essie comes back in about half a second and says, "Yes, please don't connect me."
Why not?
None of your business. That's literally what it types.
Essie's getting sassy.
Fair enough. Are there any other computers in this room?
Yes, actually, there are several research terminals as well as a there's a lot of lab equipment that seems to be computerized and hooked up to all sorts of stuff.
I'm going to walk to the back terrarium and take a look and see in there while Leaf is working on the robot.
I'm going to connect to the computer, or I'm going to go sit at the computer and see it, or over to the computer and see if I can access the personnel database.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll a computer use check for me.
11.
I mean, you're able to turn the computer on. It doesn't short out immediately, so if you want to dedicate a little bit more time, say 10 minutes or so, I think you'd be able to get in.
How long does the scan look like it's going to take?
Kai's only been scanned for about 5 minutes, and the robot said it would take about 15. It's been having issues. It started its estimate at 5 minutes and went up from there.
And I've been standing completely still the entire time, and I do have an itch on my nose, and it sucks.
I guess, yeah, I'm going to try and I'm going to keep dedicating some time to this.
Okay.
I will, however, use one of power points to use Far Hand to scratch Kai's itch.
Okay. All of a sudden, Kai, you just feel the sensation of someone scratching the itch on your nose.
Oh my God. Is that you, Leave? Or is it the robot?
Yes, it's me.
God.
You're fine.
Okay. Thank you.
You said you had an itch.
Thank you. I got scared. I don't know what she's doing.
So, Matthew, as you approach the this display tank, you begin to realize you can't see what's inside it because it is filled with biomatter. And it's just completely filled. It doesn't look like any particular kind of creature. It just looks like goop of some kind inside this sealed container. There might have been other stuff in there. There might have been a full-on environment, but it doesn't look like that anymore.
Got it. Can I scan it with one of my scanners, one of my bioscanners?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you
I
pull
do that.
You pull that out. You start scanning it, and what you notice is that, hang on, where'd it go? Ah, there it is. What you notice is that this has a DNA equivalent matrix that you've never seen before. It's very dead. It's not under respiration anymore. It's not showing any signs of life whatsoever. However, it is remarkably intact for how long it's probably been here. And you think if you got a hold of the right equipment and spent some time doing it, you could probably procure yourself a sample.
I definitely want to do that.
Okay. This is going to be our first investigate check of the game, I think. So you're going to roll plus investigate to essentially remove a piece of evidence. It's like investigating at a crime scene or something like that. That's how the skill's used in our version of the game.
Okay, so here comes a roll. 11 plus 5.
16. Okay, you're able to do it. However, it's going to take about the same amount of time it's going to take Leaf to access the data on the computer.
Okay,
so
sounds good. I will work very carefully at it.
Okay, so over the next 10 minutes, this is what ends up happening. Matthew, you collect a sample from the tank. Let me make a note here. Sample from tank. And Kai, the scan finishes. You are not dissected. And the
does the blue light go away, like right when the scan's done?
Yes, the blue light goes away,
okay,
and
be like, oh my God.
and the robot actually floats back about a meter from you and says,
"Contamination detected. Do you require anti-mutagenic serum?"
I think we should fix the computer before we. I think we need to fix the robot before we let it.
We've just chime in. Query expected side effects.
Yeah, like is this like a cold or like?
Expected side effects include standby accessing database. You are currently in stage 1 of the contagion. Stage 2 includes red blotches appearing on your dermal layer. Allergic symptoms appear as well, and it appears to have a cold-like symptoms. Stage 3, red blotches spread from extremities to all parts of the body. Allergic symptoms worse, you become fatigued. Stage 4,
it will continue listing if you want me to keep listing.
Yeah, keep going.
Stage
Can
4.
we? Yeah, no, we can just skip to like the worst stage. When does it get bad? When does it get really bad? How quick and how quick?
Stage 10. Approximately, standby. Timetable data has been corrupted. Stage 10. Open hostility toward all previous allies. Hunting behavior. This is the last chance to cure. Within 24 hours, mutagenic effects take complete hold.
Oh, 20. You just said no timetables? 24 hours?
Within 24 hours of reaching stage 10.
Oh, okay. No idea how long it takes to reach stage.
All right. I think this is at this point. I think we need to, I think we need to take some swift action. I'm gonna ask the robot. We have, we may have the capability to help you access your corrupted data files. I want to make sure it's okay if we apply a repair.
Okay,
patch.
before you do that, do I have access to this computer yet?
You do have access to that computer. In fact, what you have is you find just a whole bunch of data from when this researcher was working on the cure. They spent days working on something preventative for this. And you think with this data, as soon as you download it onto your onboard computer system, it'll help you speed things up, just like the sample that the doc retrieved will probably help you speed up any research you do.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, our computers are 200 years more advanced, I would assume.
Not quite. But you do have people on board a giant starship within communication range who have bigger computers than you do.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I'm gonna suggest that we get this data. I mean, we need to get this information and see if we can pick up where they left off finding the cure.
That will be a wise course of action. I will, of course, assist however I can within this lab.
Is this like a floating robot, or is it somehow attached to like an arm?
It's floating, right?
It's totally
floating.
independent, right? Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Okay.
Did we ever
Also-
establish that it's not going to kill us for being in here?
Yeah, because we're definitely with the coalition.
I mean, yeah.
It may have rolled a 1 on
I rolled a 2.
on its opposed sense motive roll.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I swear my characters are all stormtroopers. Anyway, so you can continue searching the lab. There are definitely places you haven't looked, and this is probably a hot spot to find stuff to help you guys out.
I agree.
So this thing has a preventative serum?
Standby.
It floats over to a counter, starts rummaging around, and then says,
Oh no, it would appear I have used the last of the serum on the doctor prior to, bad things.
Can you
Wait.
begin?
What? You don't have any more?
Unfortunately, it would appear that my stores have run out. However, other facilities might have more language makers. Might have additional anti-mutagenic serum. I would recommend searching additional facilities.
You just offered it though. What happened?
It would appear my inventory manifest has been corrupted.
Okay, so I'm going to ask Bessie if I can connect her to the computer, not as opposed to the robot.
Bessie's okay with that.
Okay, I connect Bessie to the computer and ask her to relay any useful data up to the starship.
Okay, Bessie starts doing that and says it will take approximately 6 hours to upload all of that information. There's a lot of it.
Well, I mean, we should start, but it seems like we should pick the most relevant information and start with those files.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of how Bessie is operating. You do receive I mean, because the connection isn't very good, it's a fairly limited quantum comms setup that you have, but they are able to send you a response saying, essentially, what are you sending us? Please tell me there aren't any viruses here. Why are you sending us a bunch of medical information? This makes no sense.
Leaf tacks on a message. Biological contaminants found.
And in our bodies, at that part, it's pretty urgent. At that part.
24 hours to irreversible damage. Please help.
We hope it's more than 24 hours, but we're not sure. Don't include that part. Honestly, tell them 12. Tell them 12 hours. They should,
well, it's, we think we have 24 hours from the time that the worst symptoms manifest before it's irreversible. But I'll just tell them 24 hours. We don't know how long it takes to get to that point. We'll just hope that the hours are the same here as they are on the. It's fine.
All right, I'm gonna start looking around the lab for additional, just anything else that it looks like it could be of interest or useful. I mean, do we find is there anything left of the rat?
You actually suspect that the mass that's in that specimen tank was that creature.
Was the rat? Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Yes. Whoever's going to search the room, roll me a search check, please.
Someone want to pick a color?
Pick a color, chat.
I got a 17.
Ooh.
I got a 13 plus a
right?
4, so I got a 17.
Okay, so 17 from the doc.
And I actually got a not natural 20 because I had a +3.
Okay,
Nice.
well, if nobody picks a color, I'm just going to roll a random die.
Yeah, no one's picked a color yet.
What check did you say this was?
This is a search check. Mm-hmm.
Search. That is a 22.
22.
I might not actually. Hold on. I thought this was investigate. Wait.
You're good. So,
19.
19? Okay. So, Matthew and Kai, you're kind of searching in the same area, and you come across a cupboard, and you push through some of the trash and stuff that's in there, and find a sealed container. It contains what looks like an advanced version of the bioscanner that you, Doc, are carrying. It's currently unpowered. However, you suspect if you find a power cell for it, you'd be able to use it and have much more advanced capabilities than what you've got right now.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna check with Leaf. Are you all right if I take this bioscanner?
Please do.
All right, so I'm gonna take that, put it in my inventory, and then I'm gonna start looking around. I'm gonna continue looking, see if I can find a power cell for it.
Sounds good. Now, Leaf, with your 22, you find in the back of what looks like some sort of medicine cabinet of some kind a vial.
Love raiding alien medicine cabinets.
Yeah, it's always great. You find a vial. You can't really read the language until Bessie translates it, but it seems to be a regeneration serum of some kind. And while it's certainly useful to you now, potentially, who knows, your biology might be compatible with it. So you could probably use it if you want to, or you can keep it and take it back to the Endurance at some point and have it examined so you can maybe make more sometime.
Leafs wait till he's a lot more desperate before he drinks random alien medicine.
Sounds like a plan.
So for now,
That's a good idea.
Goes in the pouch.
All right. That being said, you haven't really found much anything else. Oh, and Kyle, could you turn yourself down just a smidge more, please?
Uh, yes, one moment for me to
You're good.
find the actual volume control.
Zoom is confusing. It's in your settings.
There we go.
Is that better?
A little tiny bit more.
This better?
Yes.
That's
Perfect.
beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Everybody gets to see how the sausage is made. We use Zoom to do this.
All right. Now you are fairly confident that you have found everything that is left to be found in this lab. You searched through it pretty thoroughly. You suspect after this search that if you returned here, perhaps with more samples and stuff to study, you would have everything you need to potentially make a cure, so long as someone on endurance is helping you with the calculations, essentially.
Okay.
All right. Well, since we have no idea how long until I turn into a mutant murderous rat creature.
Well, we need to have the rest of us scanned, I think. I mean, I think that
Yeah.
We can
need.
Well, we can assume that you're clean because you're still in a fully contained suit. I, unfortunately, replenished my suit's air supply from the local atmosphere, so we can assume I'm
Hey!
contaminated with whatever Kai has, since the
Join
only
the
thing we've done together
party!
is breathe air.
I agree. That seems like the most reasonable conclusion.
But we'll find out really soon if either of us shows symptoms.
So
Can we make sure that those symptoms are downloaded into Bessie or something somewhere so we have easy access to those?
of course. So
I was just going to say
I
stage
assume-
1 is red splotches and allergy kind of reactions, like cold reactions.
Yep.
So
which you haven't really noticed quite yet. We'll see. I'm actually looking at the amount of time that's passed, so don't worry. I'm keeping track.
How long has it been?
You have been actively on this planet for... Oh no. This is about an hour, 45 minutes.
Okay, just because it also matters for Leaf, because he currently has powers active.
Yes. So about an hour, 45 minutes. Now, I'm trying to keep track of exactly what you do next. So, what's your next course of action? You can, of course, consult Artie. Artie understands probably this facility better than you do.
Are other life forms still in the facility?
As far as this unit is aware, there are no additional life forms in the local area, besides the native fauna. There was, however, a contingent of Marden down below in the depth facility. You may want to check on them.
Leaf whispers through the comm link, nobody ask where Arden is.
I told you we should go down there.
Well, now we know that there's a cure possible. We know that you're infected.
Yeah. So let's go.
Should you wish,
Let's
there
go
is
already.
a method of conveyance. I do seem to recall a submersible of some kind on the lower level of this facility. I, however, cannot leave this lab due to, protocol.
See, it was worthwhile after all. Let's go find that sub. Leaf's just very excited about alien transportation after that hovercraft we found on the last mission.
Mm-hmm. Which you guys actually chose not to research, so you don't have its cool technology to play with, by the way. Just saying. Okay. All right, so in order to get down there, you're going to have to use the central lift to the facility. So when you approach it, you press the access button, because you assume it's a call button, and immediately hear the sound of something ratcheting on the other side of the door. And hang on. The sound of ratcheting the mechanics on the other side of the door coming to life after not moving for far too long. After a few moments, the sound stops. The doors open. You hear an alien ding noise, and you are assaulted by briny sea air as a grimy elevator cab appears to be waiting for you. There are a few strands of plant life hanging from the ceiling, but unlike most of the facility, it seems to have full power.
Well,
Let's
this
do
seems
it.
promising.
This seems safe.
Yeah, Leaf steps right in.
Okay.
Yeah, Kai goes too. It's whatever.
I
Okay.
can swim. I'm good.
Okay. You're good. It
Floor didn't drop out from under us. Cable didn't snap.
nope. You're not sure if it runs by cables, but it jolts, shudders a whole bunch, and starts bringing you back down to whatever lower level it belongs. After a moment,
I feel like I've been cheated of the opportunity to press a button.
there are only 2 levels to this place. It's assuming you want to go to the other level.
Leaf looks
other
for a
one.
button to press.
There's a button to press. The elevator just stops.
Leaf presses it again.
It starts moving again. There we go.
Well, now we know what that does.
Okay.
See, he gets me.
Okay, so the when you arrive, you end up down at in another smaller lobby than the one you just left. This one also smells like the ocean. It's a little drippy, a little wet around the edges, so there might be a leak somewhere, a very slow one. There are 3 doors that you can see. Directly in front of you appears to be a door that has been... It's seen better days. It looks like it's bowing inward toward you a little bit, and it's surrounded by a pulsing blue light. The door to the right is labeled and appears to be open. You can see what look like suitcases on the inside for like spacesuits and stuff like that, EVA equipment. You also see to your left another door. It seems to be a double door, and it's got power and it's not flashing.
Okay, the blue flashing, is it like the same kind of thing that the robot was doing to me?
No, it is not. It's reminiscent of what you would expect to see if you were entering an area that was damaged on a human starship, only you would expect to see it blinking red.
Okay. Yeah, don't love the idea of going in there.
It should be mentioned I was going to say, it should be mentioned a few moments after you arrive. Bessie has translated these. The door in front of you is labeled workshop. On the left is moon pool, and on the right is airlock.
There's a moon pool.
Well, I think we should go check out the workshop, and then maybe we can go. I mean, I assume the sub is in the moon pool.
Mm-hmm. A good assessment.
The workshop isn't the one that with the blue light and the boat end door, right?
Oh, it is.
Oh, okay. I'd love to not go in there, actually. But I guess if the dog wants to.
You could. If you wanted to, you could.
Well, okay.
You're muted, Kyle. You're muted.
Of course I am. Bowed in as in into the workshop, or bowed in as in towards us?
Toward you guys.
So something was trying to get out of the workshop.
Well, something was either trying to get out of there or
Exploded.
exploded, or there's a leak and that's where it's coming from, and the water pressure is pushing the door in. I mean, I can swim.
I can't.
Yeah. So
I mean, can we scan what's behind the door? I mean, have we been able to access the scanners, the cameras in this facility yet?
I mean, our suits have some pretty sophisticated scanners, but
I mean, your suits has some thermal scanners. You could probably use those and rejigger them to see what's on the other side of something.
I mean, how cold is it on the other side of that door? How cold is We've put his hand on the door. How cold?
yeah, we
is
do
it?
the thing that you do on the fire, where you put the back of your hand on the door to see.
Does this feel like ocean temperature, or does this feel like
Yes.
normal interior door?
It feels like ocean.
Let's not go in there.
That's
All right.
cold. That's
All right.
ocean.
Well, I guess we head to the moon pool
Okay.
Wait, there was another room, the suitcase.
or the airlock.
Yeah, there is an airlock. Inside, yeah, the door's open already, and you find yourselves essentially in a locker room. There are several alien EVA suits that are still in their lockers, perfectly pristine. The lockers themselves are a little grimy. They've got some algae growing on the outside. Each of these suits, however, is definitely not usable by one of you. They have 3 legs, 2 arms, a very long torso, and a large reflective helmet.
Do they have a comms unit anywhere on them?
It's entirely possible. You could break one out and try dissecting it for parts.
Yeah, I'd like to just check the helmets at least, especially to see if there's any kind of comms equipment.
Okay, the door opens, no problem. You are able to do that. I will need you to make a repair check, though, to dissect this thing.
Hey, Kai, you're good with your hands. Can you come help me with this?
Hell yeah, I can. What do I roll?
Repair for me, please.
All right. Well, maybe I'm actually not that good. Hold on.
Hold on, you muted yourself for a sec. Okay.
Sorry, I have to like go back and forth between my character sheet. It was a 4. It was a 7, so it's 11. I'm just pulling things apart.
You managed to remove the helmet from the suit. And you're not entirely sure if you removed it the way you're supposed to remove the helmet. There might be a couple of wires that came out the way they shouldn't have.
Can I try again? There's multiple suits.
Sure.
Okay. No. It's a 1.
Can I look for power cells that might be compatible with my trike, my new bioscanner?
I will. Let me put it this way: you detect multiple power signatures inside the workshop, so chances are there's a power cell in there somewhere.
Grant, did you want to like electrocute me, or do you want the wall to cave in on me? Like, how do you want me to suffer for this one?
You more or less rip the suit to shreds, trying to figure out how bits and pieces of it work. You use the coalition multi-tool to kind of burn a hole in the middle of it somewhere. You cut off some of the arms. You open up the tiny little backpack that's on the back of it and fry most of the components in there. Essentially, in addition to smelling briny and like the sea, it now smells like electrical smoke in this entire place.
Is there a suit that Kai hasn't destroyed?
No.
I'm just holding the pieces, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I think
Weave's gonna
my
try.
brain, is this a symptom? It feels like my brain isn't working.
No, I'm pretty sure that's just you.
Excuse me.
This is Leaf trying to be helpful. Okay, so the suit that's less destroyed by Kai, Leaf would
The
like
first
to,
one that she took the helmet off of.
the first one. Leaf's gonna try and see what he can salvage.
All right, what are you gonna roll for that one?
Actually, what I'd really like to do is just scan and see if it responds to, if there's any kind of like antennas in this thing.
There is. And Bessie says there is. However, Bessie's not receiving a response because the antenna was technically in the helmet, and the helmet has been removed from the main from the rest of the suit.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Bessie.
Can we tell what frequency it was supposed to operate at?
It was.
You don't need to give me a number.
it was some strange quantum frequency that makes very little sense with your.
So we would need one actually in operation.
Correct.
Leaf's gonna try and look and see if there's any wires that can be twisted back together to reestablish contact.
Make a repair check.
That's a 21.
A 21. Okay. You twist the wires back together. You notice that the inside of the helmet kind of lights up for a second with a heads-up display and then shuts back down. But Bessie's able to connect to it now.
Cool. would we need to get with us to be able to use it, or can we kind of extrapolate from that how we could communicate with someone else using the same kind of suit?
You'd probably need to have the comms unit for the suit with you, and you're not sure how to isolate that.
Okay, it was worth a try.
All right, so you
Leaf's not strong enough to carry this suit with him.
All right, so you just kind of leave the suit in a crumpled pile in the middle of the airlock then. And I guess go to the moon pool, unless there's something else you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else in here worth caring about?
I mean, you could go through the airlock and see if there is any hull damage on the outside of the workshop, potentially.
The airlock goes into the ocean, right?
That is correct.
I'll do it. I want to redeem myself. I'll do it.
Say I've got my suit on. I'm happy to do it. But
are we sure this airlock will seal?
I would say maybe. I mean, we can try.
Yeah, but see, if we try and it doesn't, I die.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you guys go get in the submarine and wait, and then can we look at the workshop from the submarine?
You could definitely do that.
Yeah, let's go get in the sub.
Yeah, you haven't seen the submarine quite yet, so.
Okay, well, let's go into the moon pool and see if the submarine's intact.
Alrighty. So you enter the moon pool. Hang on, I'm too many windows. Okay. So you enter the moon pool, and that door opens and fits and starts. When it finally just completely opens for you, you can see a large room with a pool lapping water at its edges. You smell seawater, and it's even stronger in here than anywhere else in the facility. The walls are covered in grime, and a few cabinets are scattered in a corner next to a workbench. However, your eyes are drawn to something entirely different. At one side of the pool, you can see the floating form of an alien submersible, which I was trying to pull up a picture of. I'll get around to it. Anyway. It looks remarkably similar to submarines you may have seen on human worlds. It has an enclosed cockpit, a hunched back with a hatch in the top, a tail fin you suspect hides lateral sensors, and some form of propulsion at its rear. You can't quite identify that part. The majority of the vessel appears to be submerged, but you get the sense it is easily half the size of your shuttlecraft.
I have a question.
Yes.
And I don't know how you'd like me to roll for this, if I do roll for it.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dream at the beginning of this this mission. Does this submarine look like the submarine in the dream?
You know, it's kind of funny. It does.
Cool. Okay. Kai stops and goes, actually, I don't know about this one.
Why?
It's
a sub.
Yeah, but and Kai in her head is like, what do I tell them? I had a bad dream that I was in a sub and got I didn't even get murdered in the sub. Like, it was just like a weird thing in the sub. Are they gonna, and I just go, I just don't love it. What if it doesn't work?
Well, I think we can find that out. I mean,
it still floats.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is out of character for Kai. So I would like to roll to see if I can tell that Kai is being not entirely complete in her answer.
I mean, if you
it's not that I'm not being honest. It's that I think you guys are going to think I'm fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna leave that with you guys, because unless you've known me for
you've known me for Kai. You're the hotshot pilot. This is an alien vessel, and you're telling me you don't want to you don't want to pilot this thing because it's a little weird. What's really going on here?
You're not gonna like.
Try me.
I had a dream where I don't even know. I didn't get murdered in the dream, but I was in a sub like this. And I haven't been in a sub like this in a long time. And
300
And then
years
weird
now.
shit happened and it all went black. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we all had the dream, Kai.
No, you did. Wait, did you?
Yes.
yeah.
No, but it wasn't specifically a sub for you guys, right?
No,
I'm trying
of
to
course
remember.
not.
Okay.
No.
Well, we haven't come across a cavern or wherever. I don't remember where Leaf was.
Well, see, because from Leaf's perspective, the dream was just things were normal, weird thing happened, everything went black. So for him, the pattern matches. It's not something specific from his memory. It's just like, yeah, weird thing happened. We all had a weird dream. What's up?
All right. Well, see, that's why I didn't want to say anything. You would say it's fine. Everything's fine, right? Okay, so let's just get on the sub.
Oh, no. Give me a sec.
No,
I'd
and
like
she
to probe
walks
the
on.
sub psychically.
She walks on.
Okay, you climb into the submarine, and what you notice is that it is, you know this layout. For some reason, you just know it. You enter an airlock at the top of it. It is completely open for you. You climb down into a common area. There's what looks like a small galley, some sort of holographic projector. To the front of the ship, you have a cockpit with a pilot and what looks like engineer or navigator's seat. To the aft, you have got some crew quarters with a couple of bunks, some sort of sanitation station, and maintenance access. Down below, you have a cargo bay. There's also an aft airlock, and a small room to the front of the ship that appears to have controls for what looks like a robotic grabber arm.
I would still like to...
Kai's losing her mind right now. Because she's like, where are we? Really? Where are we? Like, because we haven't seen any, like, or any of the the records and stuff have not said anything about the name of the planet or the people or what they call themselves, right?
The planet was called Pale Abyss.
Okay.
And the Coalition of Alok is the group that controls this, and the only other species name you've heard is Mardim.
What are the Orden?
What?
There's the Marden, the Orden, and Aura.
The
Right.
Ara was the ship that came to try and assist the outpost, but also ended up just destroying their only means of escape. Chief Researcher Ordim is the person who got locked in the research lab, left, came back, and then left again.
Gotcha.
And then the Mardim are a species,
The species name.
Yeah, that Artie mentioned at some point.
And I just need to clarify, I don't recognize any of those names.
Nope.
Okay. I am supremely confused and frustrated.
Actually, what are your knowledge skills again?
Hold on, let me. Sorry, I have Earth and Life Science, Streetwise, and Physics.
I'm gonna say this would fall under kind of streetwise. It's a little like folklore-y. Go ahead and roll knowledge streetwise for me.
Sorry, I'm flipping through things and I accidentally opened Steam. 20, not natural.
20, not natural. Okay, so this is something you know, but the other two wouldn't, and you can share it if you want. On your homeworld, where you grew up, we're going into a little bit of Kai's backstory that not everybody knows. There was another species besides humans. Humans encountering aliens during the Endurance's trek it would not be first contact for humanity. Humanity has had first contact. They had first contact centuries ago. So on the world where Kai grew up, it was an ocean world, similar to this one. There was an aquatic species that lived there that were sentient, equal intelligence to us. They had their own culture and everything. You remember that in their language, and you're not sure how you remember, except for like random encounters and just talking to them, a very old word by which they used to identify themselves was Mardim. They used to, once upon a time, ages ago, they referred to themselves by that name. They've since changed it, and evolved.
Yeah, I think so. We heard it before, but I don't think it clicked, I guess, until Kai got in the sub. And she's like, I don't know how she reacts. Not well. You guys still have not joined me in the sub. I think she pops out and she's like, are you coming? Because I want to get out of here. I want to leave. I want to get this over. I want to leave.
Leaf is very quickly still going to probe like this ship and see the sub and see if he can detect any kind of psionic weirdness going on here.
Okay. And Doc, what are you up to?
I am gonna scan again, just scan this area for life forms.
Okay.
And
well, this kind of goes for both of you, actually. So, Leaf, you don't really notice anything on the sub except for Kai. Kai is the only presence you detect. However, you and Doc both, I mean, in your own ways, notice that there are life signs in this room with you right now. And as you hone in on the life signs, you notice at the far end of the room, there are mounds of matter that you think might be nests.
Oh shit! Get in the sub.
And there are more life signs than just what you see there.
Why oh shit? Why oh shit? I just go back in.
Okay.
Remember how we got Wonder? Get in the sub. Kai jumps.
I follow very quickly.
Kai's
Okay.
in the sub, and Kai runs to the controls because I know this ship.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit down.
You went
I'm
to the
sorry.
controls.
Closes the airlock.
Yeah, as I hop in behind Leaf, I pull the airlock closed.
Okay. You suspect this airlock would normally work automatically. You are able to manually seal it, but something's not entirely right. Kai, you get to the controls, hit the startup button, and you get a message of some kind on the ship's screen. It does not look good. It's flashing blue.
Bessie, I need Bessie. Translate.
So, yeah, Bessie, essentially, are you wearing your helmet now? Or are you? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
we've established that Kai and I have both hermetically sealed ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bessie comes into your heads-up display, starts translating things. Essentially, the message says, emergency power only. Please replace full standard power cell.
I don't have a standard power cell. Where are power cells?
Scanning. System locates power cell in nearby workshop.
Of course.
How much emergency power do I have?
Just by looking at the ship's systems, you can tell that it's enough power to keep the lights on at a minimal level and maybe provide a little bit of life support, but beyond that, you're not going to be able to move the ship.
All right. Well, why don't you guys stay here and I will go open the workshop.
You honestly might want to
you know-
swim around.
No, that's a good idea. I'll go down through the moon pool and see if I can get in the workshop from the outside.
I would also mention that I think at least Kai, someone else has something to help them with underwater mobility.
It's not Leaf.
So I think someone had like a little glider that they have if you wanted to
Yes.
accompany the dock.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Do
back
you-
on Earth, we have these, I guess you'd call them films. And it's very well established in like the historical fiction of Earth that the first one to leave the group is the first one to die.
Okay. 2 questions, Lee. 1, did you think we don't know what movies are?
I don't know what you have on your planet.
Your planet. I'm from Earth. Like, not originally, but you know I lived on Earth for a while. Pre-Endurance. Also, the Endurance has movies. Did you forget? There's a
Leaf
leisure
did
room.
not know that the Endurance has movies.
You didn't know? There's a leisure room. They don't let us use it because we're usually in cryo sleep, but like, Dossie let me in there one time and we watched Top Gun. It was great.
Leaf wasn't allowed in there because there were computers.
That makes sense.
Okay, so at least the doc climbs out of the submarine. Who else is anyone else accompanying the doc?
Are you okay by yourself here, Leaf? Or do you want me to stay?
Stay.
I recommend you sealing yourself in.
Oh no.
I guess I'm going with the doc then. I'm assuming we don't know how heavy these power things are. I don't know if you're going to need help. So
I mean, underwater, you get a little bit of help.
Can I, before they leave the sub, can I kind of reach out and see if I can probe a little bit more to see what these light things are?
Sure.
Is there any sign of consciousness? Is there any kind of like?
Go ahead and roll a psycraft check for me.
Nat 20.
Okay, you
plus 9.
You see the world. Okay. I'm gonna give you quite a bit for this. So, you detect, you definitely detect multiple consciousnesses beyond what's in the nests, and what you're detecting is very basic. It's fear, and a desire to not be seen. And that's within the room. Outside the room, however, you detect a fairly large presence that appears to be moving in the general vicinity, and you just detect hunger.
Is this in the water or
in the water? There's also, with a nat 20, you also subtly detect something else, although it's in the facility somewhere, but it's very, very fuzzy to you. I mean, it's like you're looking at, say, camera footage and something's just been blurred out to the point where all you can see is a slight outline of where someone deleted it from the footage. That we're talking something that if you hadn't rolled a nat 20 and been really, 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 really
there's something
observant,
hiding from me. It's not just that it's far away.
Yeah, there's something that you are barely able to detect using psionic power, and you've never encountered something like that.
There is something out there. More than one something, but importantly, there's something in the water, and is big and hungry.
So, like shark, or like bigger?
Do I have any of
Or
that,
like-
or just that it's big and hungry?
Big and hungry, that's all you know.
Big and it's hungry.
So maybe we don't go through the water.
I mean, your options are limited. You suspect. I mean, this is something that you would know from like basic survival training, if you were to ever encounter something submerged underwater. And Kai, you would know this very well, growing up on a water world. You open something up underwater that is under pressure into a place where there is no water. That is a bad time. It is a not fun time for anyone in that room.
That's fair.
So even with the danger of something being hungry outside, it's either deal with the hungry thing or deal with being bludgeoned to death by water.
Right. Well, I mean, we need to stick close and move quick.
Okay. Kyle, nope, that's not your name in the show. Oh, no. Don't know where that name came from. That was weird. Leave. You stay here.
Yeah,
Close
good
the
plan.
airlock, and maybe I don't know. I would say be ready to like run, but you can't because we gotta get power cells. So just hang out here. Let us know if there's anything coming to eat us.
Yeah, just watch out for, I guess, weird alien sharks. And I don't think you can make friends with this one by feeding it.
Well, I mean, we'll transmit.
Well, maybe you
visual-
can. It's very hungry.
No.
Well, we'll transmit. We'll transmit video feeds as we go.
Instead of watching the movie, watching actors, you get to watch it firsthand. How exciting! And then I leave.
Okay. You leave the moon pool. You are slightly aware of just some funny sounds at the far end, like squelching, but nothing messes with you.
Just gonna ignore that. I say that out loud.
And you make your way to the airlock, and it turns out when you hit the cycle button on the airlock, the door behind you closes. You hear the sound of water rushing in, and it cycles perfectly. It looks like it works. As soon as you detect the pressure outside is equal to the pressure of the water of the ocean, the door opens, and you see ocean extending beyond you and the pylons that are supporting the facility above you.
All right. Well, I have like on my suit, I have, capabilities for moving through the water. So
Yes, you
Yeah,
do
Doc,
have
I'm
that
gonna
little
let
upgrade.
I'll let you lead on
but
this
you
one.
also have, don't you have your
I have I've got an underwater glider. I also have some, so I was gonna pull it up, but I think if I did that, because it's in the player's handbook, my laptop would explode.
What do you need?
Planetary adaptation water world.
Yeah,
Tell me what that does for me, Kyle. You can
my understanding is it gives you just a bonus to swimming, so you're just naturally better
that's
at
what
swimming.
I thought. Okay, so that might already be in my character sheet then, I guess.
I'm pretty sure we included that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I should be good.
I've got a mobile. I mean, it's a spacesuit aquatic mobility module. So
Yep. So you both are more than taken care of as far as swimming through here. In fact, just moving around unless something goes haywire or something bad happens, I'm not going to really make you make a swim check right now because you've got plenty of stuff giving you the ability to move. So yeah, you exit the airlock, and you're actually able to get a decent look at the seafloor below you. It's not that far away, actually. And you notice that there is a wreckage field right below where the that main landing pad was, and you see not just bits of landing pad, but there was a ship there. It's mangled, twisted, covered in sea life now, but there's definitely a ship there if you ever wanted to take a look at it. That
Like a ship that was on the landing pad and then sunk.
And it's got a nice clean hole right through the middle of it. So
well, I make sure I look down there so Leaf can see what's going on through our helmet cams.
All right.
We found a sunken ship, Lee. Look at it, it's cool.
But again, let's move quickly and get in the workshop.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're just booking it as best you can toward the workshop, and it is a fairly sizable room. One of the corners, however, you notice is bent outward, and open. So there is a nice sizable hole in there that you could definitely swim through. You could also, if you find the right tools, probably plug it back up.
I think it's better to just swim through right now. If
Got
we
any
know that there's
flux tape?
something that's,
Has it got any flux tape?
what is that stuff in that they patch the boat up with and that freaking infomercial?
Yeah, back on old Earth, we had a product in all these infomercials called flux tape.
Oh dear. Anyway, I want both Kai and the doc to make spot checks for me, please.
I dropped
We've
my
just
dice.
yammering on about how a
Okay.
dude sawed an elephant in half and then like patched it back up with flux tape.
Just getting a running commentary on old world.
I don't remember that infomercial.
You probably get the sense that Leaf just watches random infomercials on occasion.
All right, not a great roll, but not terrible.
Is
Okay.
this swim?
Spot check, you said?
Oh, spot.
Yes,
Okay.
spot check.
So +2, so 12 plus 2, so 14.
Okay,
I got a 7.
you're good. You keep swimming toward the workshop, and just as you are about to enter it, Doc, what's your armor class on that first page of your character sheet?
Armor class. It says class and level.
It should be all the way at the bottom.
Oh, all the way at the bottom. Armor class 14.
14. Double check. Okay, so you hear something behind you, and and this might be partly your experience living on a water world yourself, but you turn around and as you watch, what appears to be a large fish comes around the corner of the facility. It has 4 jet black eyes and a wide, toothy mouth. Twin tails propel it forward, and a set of 5 radial fins guide it through the water. It opens its mouth, and to your horror, you see not only a second set of jaws, but also a pair of tentacles reach out toward you. And Doc, they wrap themselves around your ankles.
Well, I'm going to shoot right into its mouth with my spear gun.
Okay, make an
Where
attack
am I
roll.
in relation? Am I in relation to the doc real quick?
Yeah, I'm going to say you're probably right next to him, more or less.
Alien sharks! I knew it was going to be an alien shark. Shit.
And yeah, I'm gonna allow the Doc this first round to respond.
All right, so I fire my spear gun.
Okay. What was your attack roll? This is going to be D20 plus your attack bonus.
So a 16 plus where's my attack bonus?
It's with the weapon on the first page.
Oh, spear gun, attack bonus 4, damage 2d6.
All right, you definitely hit this thing right in the face with that. So go ahead and roll your damage dice.
So it's 2d6, 6 and a 1.
Nice. -7 to the alien shark, which I need to put an entry in my notebook for. Alien shark, -7 HP. All right. Yeah, you nail it. You nail it real good. And you've got a spear gun, which means you technically have a rope tied to this thing. So if you wanted to, you could do something with that, or you can set it loose.
Well, no, I'm not going to set it loose to. I'm going to try and, I don't know, reel it in, but try and wrap the rope around it to immobilize it.
Okay, I'm gonna have you make an opposed strength check. So you're going to roll a strength check, and the shark's going to roll a strength check, and whoever wins gets to control what happens.
All right. I rolled a nat 20.
Hell
Okay.
yeah!
There's nothing else you need to say. Okay, what do? Are you like wrestling the shark and wrapping this around its
Yes.
jaws? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Kai, you turn around to see the Doc just wrestle this monstrous alien shark and wrap the cord from his harpoon around its jaws and just tie it. And the shark is kind of just thrashing back and forth, struggling with this, but it definitely can't bite you or reach out with its feeding tentacles to get you.
Just acquire a vehicle.
No, we didn't. We absolutely didn't.
No.
Kai is
no.
extremely impressed, though.
I could have said, maybe I should have ridden it.
Can we dangle a smaller fish in front of it?
No, we need to get in. I'm gonna release the spear, and I'm gonna slide through the
Okay.
hole.
I'm gonna have
Carefully. Are we talking sharp edges? Like,
there are some sharp edges. So
Should
I'm gonna
Kai like cut? Do you want to use your
It'll-
multi-tool to?
It'll take some time, and during that time, this thing might get out of the rope. So I was gonna have you do swim checks to see how you do getting back in. I will say this opening is big enough for you, but it's not big enough for the shark to fit through.
Can we use the shark?
I would
to plug
love
it?
to keep it that way.
What was that, Kyle?
Did you say use the shark to plug it?
Uh-huh.
I mean,
If the
might
shark
do it
rams
by
it and gets
itself.
stuck, then you could totally just use the airlock.
I don't think pressure works that way. I mean, I don't think flesh is a very good cork.
Not really. Not really. Okay, so both of you roll your swim checks for me. I'm pretty sure because of the aquatic mobility module, Matthew, I think you get advantage on that roll.
I got a 19 anyway, so
Okay, perfect. So unless you wanna see if you get a nat 20, that's fine.
No, I mean, I rolled a 20. I rolled a 19.
Nice. Okay. Perfect.
And then swim a strength +2.
Yeah.
So 21.
Okay.
I got a 16. I'm also faster with my glider thing. I don't think that matters though.
Yeah, no. Between the two of you, you managed to more or less do the equivalent of booking it while swimming, and just get inside there. Not really much of a scratch on either of you, and end up inside the workshop. And the first thing you notice is that this place is a mess. Any heavy equipment that would be unable to float in the water is just all over the floor. However, there are a few light things like a couple of cases and stuff like that, maybe some alien equivalents of plastic that are just kind of floating loose in the water. You could do a quick search check and see if maybe there are metal plates you could weld over the hole, and maybe the facility will take care of the rest and drain it for you.
I mean, I'm pretty pressed to get out of here, so I think Kai's
Yeah, but
just
we don't
gonna-
have to go through the water this way. Like it would be better to see if we could seal it and
not have to go back out.
go
with
back
Sharky.
through the inside.
That's fair. Kai is still very pressed to just get out of this entire planet now. So I
Yeah,
think
no, I don't
if
blame
you want to
you.
look for stuff, I'm gonna look for, like, I'll weld something if you find stuff, but I'm gonna look for the power cell. Because if we can just get the power cell, get out, I'm very much inclined to do that.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead and roll your search checks for me.
A 19 natural.
And Leaf, since you are watching the feeds, I'm gonna have you roll a spot check.
Search or spot. So spot is +2, so 21.
Wait, was it search or spot for us? It was search, right?
It was search for the two of you, yeah, because you're physically there.
Oh, search. Right.
I
So it's
got-
a +4.
Nice.
I got an 11.
So a 23 and
Not great.
11. Okay. So you find Kai, you're probably a little bit panicked by this everything. So you do find sheet metal. That is easy. There's just a whole pile of it in one corner of the room. So with an 11, you find that no problem. Now, Doc, you find a whole bunch of stuff in just this quick search that you do. You do find a large power cell that Bessie's little HUD plugin translates as a submersible power cell. So it's exactly what you're looking for. You also notice a couple of other things if you choose to take them. There is a damaged multi-tool similar to the one that Kai's been wielding this entire time. A damaged EVA suit that looks like it was not ripped apart, but just disassembled. So that's also there. You also find a power cell still in its package, and it's a regenerative power cell, which you could.
Well, I'm gonna not pocket, but I'm gonna like clip some of that to my suit. I'm gonna turn to Kai and say, "Hey, Kai, can you seal this hole with your multi-tool so that we don't have to go back out through the water?"
Fine. Okay. Yeah. And I just grab the sheet stuff and I start doing my thing.
Right.
Do I roll for that repair?
Yep. Make a repair check for me. And Kyle, what was Leaf's roll for spot?
14.
14. Okay. Yeah. You don't spot anything beyond what they already found.
I definitely point out to Doc to like, hey, grab that power cell.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna grab the regenerative power cell. I'm gonna grab the broken multi-tool.
Because what is it? Carrying something, I think. One of us is carrying something that's just missing a power cell.
Yeah,
More than
me.
one of
I
us
was.
might be.
Yeah, I'm carrying like an upgraded bioscanner or scanner.
I got a 16 plus 7, so 23.
You seal that hole just fine. And actually, as soon as you do, you think you hear a tone play through the entire room, and you start noticing bubbles floating up from the floor.
Is there a way to check and make sure that the power cell is charged, or to look for a charger for it to make sure that
It's still in its containment unit.
Okay.
What you notice is that these aliens with their power cells have them in some sort of box that keeps them in a stasis field of some kind. So
Okay.
it's completely pristine inside there.
Okay, got it.
All right, so it
Leaf
takes.
just wants the box.
You just,
All
you
right.
just okay. You
Leaf
just
is a
want to play
cat.
with it, yeah. All right, so you after about 5 minutes, the entire room is drained of water, and you notice the door, which had been blinking blue, stops blinking, and you can open it up.
Kai kicks the door open. No. Guy's like, let's go.
All right, yeah, the door doesn't open all the way because it is still kind of bowed outward, so it opens halfway, but enough for you to get through. That being said, Kai, as you're and this is also Leaf, but Kai first technically. As you're walking back through this lobby area, I want you to roll a fortitude save for me.
11?
Kai, you start noticing that your throat's getting a little scratchy, maybe getting a
Oh,
little
no.
stuffy around the edges.
Oh no.
You're beginning to feel kind of under the weather. You can't see your hands, so you don't know if you're developing any other symptoms.
Cool. Love it.
However, Doc, make a spot check for me.
All right. 19. Geez, I'm on a roll today. So 19 plus 2.
I'm gonna need to start using the virtual dice because my real life dice betray me.
Now mine, I had a bunch of ones in a row, so don't mistake randomness for skill.
All right, so Doc, as you leave the workshop, you just glance over at Kai randomly, and you notice there is just this red splotch beginning to form on the side of her face.
All right,
and it wasn't there before.
I'm gonna try putting the regenerative power cell. Does that fit into my bioscanner?
It could fit into your bioscanner. You suspect it's fairly universal, so it could fit into your tech. It could fit into Kai's multi-tool if you wanted it to. It's up to you how you choose to use it.
Well, right now I want to get that bioscanner working. I'm hoping that it's advanced enough to detect what's the robot upstairs already was detecting, because right now we have no way of detecting whatever Artie found.
Okay, yeah, you install it into the bioscanner. It comes to life, and after a little bit, it's going to take Bessie a little bit to set it up to be translated entirely for you. So if you give it about 15-20 minutes, Bessie will have reprogrammed all of that for you.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, I'll start working on that, but everything else, like I'm dragging stuff through the moon pool, or through to the submarine, and letting Leaf know that
I'll help you. Yeah.
we're going to bring stuff in. I'm also going to scan that room to see if there's any other. Oh yeah, we can't yet because I 15 minutes. I guess I'll use my regular bioscanner to see if there's any, see if I can get any more information about the life forms.
Okay. In this case, roll a knowledge Earth and Life Science for me.
All right.
And while he's doing that, Leaf, roll a fortitude save for me.
Fortitude, it was 10.
Sorry, what was that?
It was 10.
It was 10. Okay, Leaf, you too are beginning to feel a little under the weather.
So I rolled a 2 and then I have a 5, so it's a 7.
A 7? Okay. I mean, they look pretty alien to you through your scanners right now. You can't really make heads or tails of them right now.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So, Kai, you have a power cell now.
I have a quick question for you. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
So, because in our player, which I still believe you wrote 400 pages of, it says that my class has all of the knowledge things. We kind of narrowed that down to a list. Psionics is not on the list that I was grabbing from, but one of my other has a thing that affects the knowledge psionics checks. Is that a thing I should? We can figure that out offline, but I wanted to say it out loud because I will never remember it otherwise.
Okay, yeah, we can dive into a little more depth on that. But
sorry, continue. I just had to say it now. I will never remember it otherwise.
No, you're good. We'll play around with that. All right, so Kai, you have a new power cell, and unless you want someone else to install it, you can go ahead and roll a repair check for that.
I'm gonna do that myself. Yeah.
Okay. Meanwhile, while Kai is doing that, Doc, Bessie finishes writing up that reprogram for your new tool, and you can use it. And Kyle, if there's anything Leaf wants to do while Kai is working on installing the power cell, you can do it too.
The
Got a
power cell
21.
in
the ship.
the sub.
submarine.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry,
I got a 21.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna start familiarizing myself with the ship, with this sub's computer systems.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna say you're just exploring the computer system a little bit. All right, and Doc, what are you gonna do with that new gadget that you've got?
Well, first I'm gonna scan Leaf and Kai.
Okay. I'm gonna say you probably have some scans stored in your old scanner that give you an idea what their normal biosignatures look like. So you do a quick scan and you definitely notice something's off. There's something changing on the cellular level that is very strange to you.
All right. Have we heard back from Endurance at all? I mean, how long is it? I guess they probably haven't finished uploading all of the data.
That's correct. You're still about 5 hours out from all of the data being completed in the upload.
Great. Jesus, we're in the future. Can we get some higher upload and download speeds?
Now, why are we? Well, but so let's take stock. Why are we getting in the sub now? The whole point of getting in the sub was to go around to the workshop, but we got in the workshop anyway.
No, the point of getting in the sub is to get us down to the other facility. Because I'm hoping that they'll have a serum that we can use to accelerate our own production.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. I sort of forgotten where we were in the process. There's also a broken ship on the bottom of the Kai and yourself. There's a broken ship on the bottom of the ocean as well. Okay, that's fine.
The ship. No, never mind.
There's a ship with a hole in it that fell off of the
yeah, no, I was just thinking like, oh, maybe the ship would have information because there was that one ship that fired on the landing pad, but that would be the ship that was already on the landing pad. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, we can access, the other thing that it would be nice to do is there any way that Leaf, can you access any of the base's computer systems from here and, from the sub and see if you can, fix any of the corrupted systems that Artie was having trouble accessing?
If I plug Bessie into the sub's computer, does that can I use the sub communications systems?
Use the sub's communication systems. You could
to tap into like other systems around, like
you certainly can. I'm
the
gonna
way
have
that our ship talks to the Endurance.
Yeah, you can definitely try to do a computer use check to make that happen.
Yeah. That is a 21.
A 21? Okay. So with a 21, you are definitely able to access the computer network, and you're kind of finding the same old story, actually. You notice that a whole bunch of the system was purged at some point, and this is only confirming it. What you found in the lab probably represents the black box that the facility administrator was talking about. So the rest of the facility overall, it looks like it was pretty well sterilized from a cyber standpoint. You can access some of the systems, but what systems are currently running as best they can. There are a lot of systems that are just dark.
Is there any communication to the other facilities?
There are some basic communication. You get a couple of a couple of packets here and there with system status updates. What you're able to kind of extrapolate is that the other facility really isn't transmitting much in the way of communication. If anything, most of the power seems to be going to one or two places. It does not seem to be taking up a lot of processing time.
And those places?
You have no idea. You don't have access to that.
Cool. Secondary question. Given that there's a lot of computational power that's going currently unused, can I upload a copy of Bessie into this system and give Bessie access to all that computational power? Like, can Bessie do what Bessie did to get onto Bessie and Bessieify this entire facility?
You could certainly try.
Bessieifying it? I don't know if that's a term we want to use.
I mean,
well, no, I love it actually, but you have to commit to that. It's yassifying, but it's Bessifying.
This is going in Leaf's pop culture book.
You could certainly try. It would take time because Bessie would have to get used to the entire system and do some rewrites. And the risk is that something goes wrong, say on the submarine, while Bessie is trying to take over its systems. And this would happen while you're trying to go somewhere potentially.
Yeah. So Leaf is Leaf like connecting wires, like or trying to directly into the sub right now?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm talking it over with Bessie.
Okay.
I'm not going to upload Bessie's conscious without Bessie's consent.
Okay. What about my consent? Because I'm the one that's driving the ship.
Well, if the application for us, then we'd discuss it. So Bessie mentions, hey, I might be unavailable if we do this.
Pretty much.
Yeah. There's risks. Hey, Kai. So pros and cons here. This technology is the same stuff that Bessie originally came from. So in principle, we could upload Bessie and then have, Bessieify the whole system and have basically free reign over all the stuff. Bessie would have control over everything. So that's the pro. Oops, sorry. So the con here is Bessie would be occupied and we might not have total control of the submarine.
Yeah, absolutely not. I'm gonna say a no to that. I can.
You can pilot this thing manually, right?
Yes, I can. So please don't plug her in. I know this. I know these kinds of ships. We got this. I don't want to complicate this anymore.
Why don't we consider doing? I mean, is there any way to put Bessie on a module that we could plug into the base computer instead of trying to do it through the sub?
I mean,
so she can work on it while we're gone.
Yeah, but we'd have to leave Bessie by.
Okay. Well, then let's just. I mean, I'd say we complete this mission, and if we've got the time and space at the end, we can do that. That's my vote.
Can Bessie start copying herself over without messing with anything? Just and just.
Probably not. No.
I really want this.
Leaf, I know you love your pets. And Bessie, I know
Bessie
you're listening.
Is her own individual.
Yes, Bessie, you're your own individual, and you're great, and you're wonderful, and you do a lot of great things. However, I think we should leave the piloting to the pilot, and Bessie can stay, available to do all the other stuff that we need Bessie to do, like explain to us what we're reading.
Yeah, we definitely are going to need translation when we get down.
Leaf is just starts just talking just to Bessie. I was she doesn't understand. She doesn't mean it. It's fine.
No, I do mean we need Bessie for other things. That's all.
She's trying to say she values you. She just doesn't.
Guy rolls her eyes and sits down in the pilot seat and is like, we're going.
Okay. So Kai, When you sit down in the pilot seat, you notice that there are 3 waypoint markers that have been labeled. One is labeled Sea Cave, but Bessie also describes some subtext as the source for that label. It's about 3 hours away. There's also one labeled Power Generation, which is about 30 minutes away. And then there is the Depth Facility, which is about an hour.
I relay that information to the boys. I am super not feeling that the source, because I feel like the source is what is already inside us and slowly killing us. So what do you, I'm still for the Depth Facility.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't know. I mean, I guess
wait, so
part of
the
me thinks
options
we should
for-
get see if we can get the power up and running, because we don't know, because
Well,
the depth facility is not transmitting very much information either.
But I
So
thought the
correct me
Depth
if I'm
Facility
wrong.
has full, like almost full power. Like most of the power is going there.
Oh, is that? I forgot.
So,
that
okay,
part. I
correct me if I'm
apologize.
wrong. The power facility is actually operating totally fine. It's just that the power isn't being used anywhere because all the things that can use it are broken.
To a certain extent, it also may be that the power generation facility has just been locked into a certain mode, and you weren't able to access it remotely and change anything
Well,
about
it
that.
seems like that there's not enough power to run certain systems.
Not enough power at the current level of generation is what seems to be happening.
Okay.
But we did, when we got like information on where the power is going, it was mostly going to the Depth Facility, right? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So there has to be like, I think the power station would be more worth it if we didn't know that we had a submarine where we could reach the surface and get back to the ship eventually. If something were to happen to this like intermediate facility. And if we didn't know that the cure is probably going to be where the people last were.
That makes sense.
So
Well, that's fine with me. I agree.
Leaf.
Well, okay, wait. So there's 3 facilities, right? There's the depth facility, there's the excavation site, and there's the power generation facility.
That is correct.
And then the place we just came from.
Correct.
So the depth facility and the excavation site, is that what we think the source is?
Probably.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
It was referred to multiple times in the administrator's logs.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, we seem most likely to find the source of our problems at the source, and probably maybe hopefully a cure at the depth facility.
Or at
Yeah,
least
Well, at this
Fine.
point, we don't even we know there's no cure. We're just hoping that there is some of this anti-mutagen serum, this that
We're hoping
will
we can
maybe
get
slow
enough.
things down.
Until we can cure.
Right. I thought they
because
said
we need to find a cure. They were close to finding one, but we are not going to get that until we have a chance to analyze the data that we're uploading to Endurance.
And we're hoping to analyze the serum to speed that up.
Right. Well,
believe
and oh, actually, yeah. The other thing I could do is I could scan my. I mean, I could scan my biomass and see if I could get some additional information. So maybe while we're traveling, I can scan the biomass.
that is a possibility. The kind of the game mechanic that I'm setting up here is each little bit of evidence you find, each little bit of previous research or sample reduces the amount of time it takes to research this cure. And at its base, the cure research takes a really, really long time. Long enough where
We're all gonna die.
yeah, long enough where you guys would maybe barely scrape by. So each little bit that you get in addition is going to help you increase the odds that you're going to make it out, for lack of a better term. So you've got several things that are helping you with that. One of which is
go ahead.
Artie, because you did not destroy Artie.
Artie's great, like Artie.
Well, no,
Artie trusted my terrible, terrible lie, so like him. I say, all right.
No, Artie's just trying to help. I wish we could give Artie more help. I wish we could fix him or
Well, we can fix him on the way back. Let's just go, like, you do your bioscans while we go. But I think we need to, I think we need
All right.
to punch it.
So Kai and I are voting for the depth facility. Leaf, do you have any objection?
No, let's do it.
All right.
All right, Kai, we're with you.
All right. You seal up
Sick,
the
let's go.
submarine. Kai, you've installed the power cell. You hit the power button. Everything comes to life. And you have full control of the submarine. And you activate the system's heads-up display. You know exactly where this depth facility point is. You dive out of the moon pool, turn the sub, and start making your way toward that place. And
For the record, because I think we're going to pause here. But for the record, I turn on all internal lights in the sub. All of them.
Okay.
And I leave them on.
Okay. Yeah, you turn them all on. You don't feel any dark and dangerous presence around you, except when maybe Leaf sneaks up on you and just taps you on the shoulder or something.
And I punch him.
Should we try to swing by the wreckage that's not too far from us on the bottom?
You could if you want to.
Any tech and scanners that we can find will just increase our chances of being able to.
Can I use the sub scanners to scan the wreck?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead and roll a computer use check for me.
12.
A 12? It looks pretty dead. It looks pretty dead. There's probably not much there that's salvageable right now. It's useful for maybe studying and research if you salvaged it and brought it back to the Endurance, but as it is right now, it's not very useful to you.
We can grab it on the way back.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So Kai, you turn the sub toward your marker, and as you do, you pass by the workshop one more time, and you see the shark is still struggling with its mouth kind of wrapped up in rope. It looks like it's making progress, though.
Give a little way. What's the size of the shark compared to the ship?
It's quite a bit smaller. You don't want to know what it's like. You suspect that if there are multiple of them, though, they might think you are food.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep on going.
All right.
Excellent. Good plan.
So you just continue into the inky blackness of the.
Can I do the
sea.
psionic equivalent of like pet console?
It is unconsolable. It is very mad right now.
And the shark.
I see you.
It got shot in the face.
I see you like looking longingly out the window at the shark, and I'm like, maybe on the way back, okay?
Fine. I don't even know what I would feed it.
You have an hour to figure it out at least.
Alrighty, and that's where we're going to end it for the time being.
Yay! Oh, that was so fun.
That was good.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Grant. This is a great little adventure.
Yeah.
Well, I'll wrap us up real quick because it is 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever time it is for you guys, but the end of our 2 hours. So thank you everyone for coming and hanging out with us and going on this little adventure. Thank you to Grant for being a lovely GM and for making this this wonderful fun time for us. Thank you to Matthew and Kyle for being my fellow adventurers. As far as next week goes, on Monday, I will be back playing some more Airport for Aliens, currently run by dogs. It is very fun. It is very cute. If you have not seen the last couple and you want to, I'm uploading the VODs of that to my personal YouTube channel, which is linked if you click on my face on the About page. My Outer Wilds streams are also on there. And then on Wednesday, we'll be back with some more astronomy news with me and Michael. And then Friday, we will be back with some more D&D in space. It will be slightly modified because our friend Leaf is going to be, I believe it was our friend Leaf, is going to be at a work convention. But we're going to figure out a way to still include him, but it's going to be interesting. So we're going to test it out because we want you to do that in the future as well. But we will be here on Friday. We'll be doing an adventure. And I think that is pretty much it. Please follow if you haven't already. Please subscribe if you are so inclined. And Grant has a Twitch channel as well, Grantbot9000. You guys can go follow him as well. And I think that's pretty much it.
Pretty much.
So,
Thanks for hanging out.
Excellent.
Thanks
Well,
for
thanks.
Yeah.
Good to see everybody. Thanks for joining us today.
bye, everyone.
Bye everyone.
Bye bye.